Brought to you by Whatever in Minutes. Singapore is one of the safest countries on the planet. You could forget to lock your door before going to bed, and most probably, nothing terrible will happen to you. It is a country with strict laws beyond one's imagination. Most of the violations come with a fine, imprisonment, or both. And trust me, they mean it. You wouldn't want to run foul with the law, and ruin your holiday in Singapore. Let's see what are the unbelievable things that you should not do, to stay out of trouble while visiting Singapore. Chewing gums has an array of benefits for everyone. It helps with weight loss, prevents tooth decay, and even reduces stress. But do you know that gums are not allowed in Singapore? However, there is an exception. It is allowed only if you are chewing for medical and dental reasons. So next time when you get caught, make sure you can produce written approval from your doctor. If not, be prepared for the harshest penalties that can lead to hefty fines and a jail term. Most of us would have vandalized at least once during our childhood. We did it to show expression of anger, or sometimes merely out of boredom. We were young, and therefore did not know the harmful impacts of vandalism. We escaped punishment as it is normally not viewed as a severe offense. However, you could be in serious trouble if you were caught vandalizing in Singapore. In 2004, a teenager from America was sentenced to caning and jail term for vandalism. The news received international attention, and even sparkled outrage in the United States. Vandalism is a strict no in Singapore, so refrain from doing it as you wouldn't want to get into trouble with the law during your short stay in Singapore. Occasionally, we will walk past a flock of pigeons in a park. We are tempted to show our love by feeding them with the food in our hands. However, the feeding of pigeons is not allowed in Singapore. The leftover food that you had fed would pose various negative repercussions on the environment. You could be caught and fined for feeding them. Anyone can report the sightings of pigeons feeding through an online website created by the government. So, unless you want to burn a hole in your pocket, do not feed the cute little pigeons the next time you see them in Singapore. Do you have any grievances towards your company, or even the government? Unfortunately, you cannot air your grievances publicly in Singapore, as the tiny island strictly prohibits demonstration, or any form of open assembly. You will be arrested, and sent to jail. You will need to apply for a license, to conduct any form of organized assembly in public. Good luck with the application, as most of the time, you will be rejected. Can you imagine the police knocking on your door, while you are walking naked in your hotel room? You open the door, and subsequently you are handcuffed, and escorted to the police station. No nudity in your hotel room, or even your home? Absolutely. The law prohibits nudity in a private space, when it is exposed to public view. You could be fined thousands of dollars from the complaints of your neighbor. There were a few incidents where people were fined for nudity, while cooking in their kitchen. Consider yourself unlucky if your neighbor peeks at you, and decides to report you to the authorities. The fun ends at 10:30 p.m., if you are drinking with your friends in the park, or at the beach. The sale of alcohol and drinking in public are not permitted between 10:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. If you are caught breaking this law, you would most likely get prosecuted with a fine and a jail term. However, there is an exception to this unbelievable law. You could apply for a drinking permit from the government for your barbecue party at the beach, so as not to disappoint your guests. So remember, do not walk with a beer in your hands on the streets after 10:30 at night. You wouldn't want your holiday to turn into a nightmare with this weird law. Singapore has one of the most stringent drug laws in the world. There is zero tolerance for drugs. You will face harsh jail sentences for consuming drugs. You will be given the death penalty if you bring drugs to Singapore. Many have been sentenced to death for trafficking drugs. You would be considered a drug trafficker for carrying as little as 2 grams of heroin. You will be given the death sentence if you are carrying more than 15 grams of heroin. So next time, be sure of what you are carrying into the country, as you could be convicted, even though you are carrying the unknown item for your friend. Let me know in the comments section below, what are the other unbelievable things that you would get arrested for? Thank you for watching the video. Please click the subscribe button, and hit the bell for notification to my newest video. See you guys in the next video.